All right. So on today's video, we have an example that I was referring to in the tariffs. I'm not sure if many people have watched it, but the point is about using your leverage. And many people were like, oh, but a tariff is gonna cost, it's gonna raise, it's gonna inflate the prices temporarily. And yes, and not always. And I'm gonna use today's example as a good example that I can use. So Trump has been working trying to deport a significant number of people from Colombia that apparently committed crimes in the States, and they wanted to deport them back to Colombia. And after they took off, the Colombian government was not going to allow the plane to land in Colombia to take their own citizens who violated laws in the States. Immediately, Trump went ahead and threatened Colombia with 25% tariffs immediately, and if these issues are not addressed within the week, the tariffs will go up to 50%. Guess what happened? Within an hour or two, the president of Colombia backed down and said, hey, look, let's find something to work, let's negotiate, and we're going to have a plane available, that way you guys can pick it up. And I'm going to show you here statement by statement, that way you guys can see how he informed about the illegal criminals he was trying to deport. For those who don't know, even though he's calling Petro a socialist, yes, Petro is a socialist. Petro supported, when Fidel Castro died, the dictator from Cuba, he was praising him, and the same about Chavez. And everyone knows how Cubans and Venezuelans feel about socialism. So this is one of the guys that was clapping for those dictators. So that's the reason he calls him a dictator, a socialist. So he mentioned here, emergency of 25% tariffs on all goods coming into the United States. And people are like, oh, coffee's gonna go up in price. And this is the part that people don't understand. Just because you put in the tariff doesn't mean it's going to automatically increase the price. I'm gonna give you an example. Colombia sells around 43 to 45% of all the coffee that they make to the United States. But almost half of the coffee that they produce represents only 17% of the coffee that the US imports. What does that mean? The person buying can, instead of buying the 17% from Colombia, they can go buy it from a different country and find alternatives. But the people that makes the product, that is going to have the product there, and if it's not sold, it's gonna go bad, they're on the loose when it comes to wanting to get rid of the product that they already made. Therefore, they have the leverage. And as the US the biggest consumer in the world, they have the leverage. You could agree or disagree with the tactics. Okay, yes, this is a bully tactic, but this is not a surprise. Trump is a bully. Trump is a hammer. This is what he does. And it does show strength. And this is one of the things many of the MAGA people that really support Donald Trump, that were saying that Donald Trump can definitely exercise this type of examples where a disagreement can be resolved within hours, and actually no tariffs were applied, and at the end Trump got what he wanted. And this is the point that I was trying to make on the tariffs video. Not just because he threatens to put a tariff does not mean the tariff is gonna go through. That means it's forcing you to sit at the table and have a conversation how we're gonna solve this problem. And the problem is they have illegal immigrants that they didn't want in the States because they have committed previous crimes. So he wanted them out of the country. Personally, I see that as a win. I see it as a win regardless how you see Donald Trump. Is it a bullet tactic? You might not like the tactic. Did it get the job done? And it did. I'll leave it as that.